the great son of India, Mr. Session, all the respected friends and guests, all my children Sahajogis. It is true that Chaitanya organizes many things which are most unexpected. I have been a great admirer of Mr. Session. I saw a new rising sun, hope for me. As you know, my past, that my father, my mother sacrificed everything to get freedom in this country. Also, as you know about my life, how I worked very hard as a young girl. But when we got our freedom, I don't know what happened to us. We forgot many things. One of them was Gandhiji, with whom I have lived as a little child, who loved me very much. And he said, let our country be free. First, let our country be free. People who are slaves cannot talk of emancipation. We became free, quite all right. But then I don't understand how people did not realize their responsibility. Some of them who were very sincere thought it's impossible to work out anything in this country. Then to my surprise, I saw Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri, who was a realized soul. He knew me very well. And I was hoping that he will work out the spiritual side of our country and will try to bring a great name for this great yoga bhumi. India, as you know very well, is really a country where so many saints, incarnations, poets of such high understanding and deep feeling were born. He died, and I felt that now all our greatness, all our traditions, all our culture, which has come to us from saints. Indian culture has not come to us from Freud, but has come to us from saints. And gradually the deterioration when I saw, I was really amazed how people are taking to things which are destructive for our country, no way constructive. So when I read about Mr. Session, again a tremendous hope kindled into my heart. I never knew I'll meet him suddenly when I'll be traveling. I was coming from Dehradun and I found there are lots of military people standing with machine gun and all that. So I asked Yogi, what's this going on here? He said, Mr. Session is traveling. So the other lady who was in the compartment, she said, I'm going to get down. I said, why? If they burn this train, we'll all be burnt, you see. I said, don't worry, nothing will happen. And then suddenly I find him entering into our compartment. Just tears came into my eyes of admiration. I know my husband is another person whose birthday is today, who is not here. He sacrificed everything for honesty. For him, honesty was so important. He was wedded to it, to such an extent that if I tell you any story, you won't believe to what extent he was honest. One day I had gone to a library and I was coming out in Lucknow. He was city magistrate at that time. It was raining heavily. There were no rickshaws, nothing. And as government servants, you are really poor. You can't afford many things. He came on a police jeep. So I stopped him. He said, I can't stop. I'm going for important work and I can't take you in the jeep. I said, all right, you go ahead, doesn't matter. Because patriotism is very important. If you have no feeling for your country, you cannot do anything good. Any kind of sacrifice is not sufficient to satisfy that desire to do something for your country and country. One thing, if our politicians know, that they are not in the business, they are not here to make money, but to get the fame. Even now, today, you take the name of Lal Bahadur Shastri. People just stop thinking about it. They get lost. I know about my father, same thing. I forced my husband, of course I forced him, to write a book about Shastriji. You will be surprised, as soon as it was published, all the books are already sold, all over the world. So, one thing one must realize and have hope, that innately there are so many people in this world who are seeking the truth and who want peace of mind and the global peace. It's a fact. It's a fact. Apart from the blessings of the divine, even the people, as he has said that he had the experience of people of violence, this, that. It's true, there is violence. People have tortured us also and troubled us. It's all right. Better to forgive. Because they are ignorant and they are in darkness. What we can do is to give them light. If you give them the light, they will throw away everything that is destructive. You all know in your own lives how you have transformed yourself. I was surprised that in England, overnight people gave up drugs. Overnight. They got realization from second day, no drugs at all. There are people who are using military, this, that to stop drug. When the enlightenment takes place, your attention itself becomes so beautiful. Now, when we talk of Christ, he was a very great soul. I think he never understood human beings. They never understood them. What he has said that, if your one eye does anything wrong, take it out. If your one hand does any sinful thing, cut it out. As I told you, I haven't seen one man with one eye taken out or one hand cut. Same with Muhammad Sahib. He too, what he said was, why only make the men responsible for religion? Why not make also the women? So he passed laws about women and he said, all right, women who have immorality in them should be put halfway into the Mother Earth and should be beaten and killed with stones. Now, this was not for human beings, I tell you. This is for angels. They are so great that they never realized that you cannot be a Christian, Muslim or a Jew. And the Sharia is given to Jews by Moses, which is now taken over by Muslims. It's a misunderstanding about human beings. I think they never had human realization. They didn't know what's the problem with human beings is. I haven't done anything. Kundalini awakening has been in this country for thousands of years. And also we have had people like Adi Shankaracharya who has talked about it. Gyaneshwara in the 12th century has talked about it. But the people in charge of religion, Dharma Martandas, always, oh, that's no good, that's no good. And that's how we have forgotten, even many people in the north do not know what is Kundalini. They think Kundalini is horoscope, Kundali. So all this was kept in a very, I should say, secret way. Only the Nathapanthis kept up the awakening. But the tradition was that one person could give realization only to one person. One guru has only one disciple. This was the tradition. At the time of Gyaneshwara in Maharashtra, in the 12th century, he requested his guru, his own brother, that allow me at least to talk about it. And in the 6th chapter of Gyaneshwari, he wrote it. But again the Dharmartanda said no. How they tortured Adi Shankaracharya, how they tortured Gyaneshwara, Guru Nanaka, all of them, all these saints have never been recognized by these Dharma Martanda, and they were in charge. General public understood them, but they were in charge of religion. Thus, all these great heritages that we have was all lost into wilderness. What Gandhiji had told me, after realization, you start your search. What Shastriji had told me, let me solve the problem of Pakistan and of Kashmir, and then you can start your search. He used to talk to me only on search, nothing else. But the problem is, if you go on postponing, it goes on like that. Now, in my small way, he is a great person. He's worked as a great bureaucrat and all that. And I've seen many bureaucrats. I mean, he's a rare one, I must say, who thinks of spirituality. Very rare. The essence of secularism also was lost completely. Gandhiji's secularism, because I stayed with him in the ashram, he was extremely a strict man. I must say, he's another very, very strict person. I was, you see, a person who could eat anything, get up any time. I mean, I had no problem. But the way he used to make everyone get up at 4, have your bath, come for the puja, sit down for prarthana, and there used to be some snakes also in front of you. But his quality was that what he said, what he did, he believed into, he followed it. There's no hypocrisy about it. Also, he used to get into temper with people who would misbehave, and I used to put some cool water on him. Because I was a little girl, you know. He would really understand it. And he used to say, how is it you keep so peaceful about all such things? I said, that's the solution. That's the solution. Reaction is not the way we can really work it out. In this, I would say, Buddha has said that you must forgive everyone. Forgiving itself solves the problem by, I think, 90% at least. In Sahaja Yoga, we have various activities. One of them that we regard family as a very important. We don't believe in sannyasa or anything to be given up and go to Himalayas, because we have seen wherever these things are practiced is very unnatural, and people indulge into all kinds of immoral things. By force you cannot bring morality. You cannot. What Shankara has said is true. What Vivekananda has said true in this point, that you cannot force morality. then what should we do? This side is indulgences in the West. This side is just a force according to the Muslims and according to the Jews. Then what should we do? Both sides do not help you to be moral. You move from one end to another. Only way is to awaken the Kundalini, which pushes your attention to the center, pierces through your fontanelle bone area, and gives you the connection of the divine power all around. But nobody believes, if you tell them there is a divine power. If you ask them who runs your heart, the doctor will say autonomous nervous system. But who is this auto? They don't know. Science cannot answer the question, he said, who am I? Cannot. It cannot. Sahaja Yoga can. You are the pure spirit. You have to become the pure spirit. This is the answer, and which has worked out in all of you. Of course, it gives you health. Also, it gives you wealth because of your attention. But not the wealth as we see, but Lakshmi's blessings that you keep a balance. It gives you creativity. I know of so many artists who have become world famous after coming to surgery. Musicians, artists, they have suddenly gained. It gives you wisdom, it gives you intelligence. Also, I know of many children who have failed in their classes, have become first-class students. You all know, I'm not telling a story, you all know very well. All of you can write one book about the miracles you have seen in life. It is all there, it's truth, because this all-pervading power is not only the ocean of knowledge, it's not only the ocean of bliss, compassion and love, but it is the ocean of miracles. And so many miracles have worked that now we have decided not to write any book, because how can you write so many volumes? From where to get so much money to write these volumes also? But all of you know very well that there are so many miracles in Sahaja Yoga. Even you have seen the photograph of this all-pervading power, which has light. So many photographs we have to convince people. But it's said that you cannot give realization to people who are idiots, who are mudas, who are stupid, than to people who are arrogant and adamant. I think it has something to do with your previous lives, that people are so ready to get realization. I would like to quote the Russians. Russians in thousands are there in thousands. Unbelievable. They don't know me, I am a foreigner, they don't know anything about me, but for them my program is always in a big stadium, all full. And in the stadium they get realization, they settle down with it, they practice it, and they are Sahaja Yogis, and they get cured. Even the scientists, I was surprised, 2,500 scientists were there for the conference, where they conferred upon me an honorary award for being the greatest scientist and the philosopher. Can you believe it? And they had given only 10 awards, out of which, so far, it's a very ancient University of St. Petersburg. I was one of them, and I said, how could you give me this award? It is too much. Because Einstein has got it also. They said, what Einstein? What work he has done? He has worked on matter, you have worked on human beings. I was rather shy about the whole thing. I couldn't believe it. Now the government of Russia has given me award, can you imagine? My government has not, but government of Russia has given. My husband has got, I think, 135 awards and KCMG, all this. I don't know where he's going to put it, all this. And he said, actually, you should get an award. I said, for what? For what am I? This is my love that is working. I am not paid for it, nothing. It's just my love which pays. This love is something, is a feeling of oneness with you. Oneness with my country, oneness with your countries, oneness with you, your families, everything. It's something I always feel that they are part and parcel of my being. They are all part and parcel of my being. And that is how I remember you. I remember every person through the picture of their Kundalini, as it was and as it is today. For which I don't assert anything. Now people say, you travel so much, my passport is so big. This is the third passport I have so big. I cannot put through the slit. But I don't travel. I am just sitting there. I don't think. I don't travel. I'm sitting as I'm sitting here. I'm sitting there. I can sit anywhere. Just not to think, to be in thoughtless awareness is the first sign that you have achieved your ascent. Nirvichar Samadhi. So many of you achieved it. On my birthday, I don't know what to say. It comes and goes and comes and goes. 72 years have passed. I don't think about it. I also don't feel my age at all in any way, because I don't think about it. It is there. Till I have to live, I'll live. When I don't have to live, I won't live. That's all. That's not my job. If there's anything my love wants to do, is to give realization to everyone in the world. Whatever they are. And only after self-realization, I have seen people show their love for their country. Immediately, they know what's wrong with their country. Immediately. They are the ones who told me that, Mother, this is wrong with our countrymen. Another one will come and tell me, Mother, see, this is wrong with our society. Another with our politics. I was amazed. So far, they could never see these things. They are so proud of their country that they could never see anything wrong with them. And here is somebody who has seen the wrong. What is destroying this great country? But it can never be destroyed. It's a country of eternal nature. It cannot destroy. Again and again, people of this quality will come up and save this country from complete destruction. Corruption, of course, is the worst thing, but because they believe that it's a business. Actually, they should know that it is through politics. People like Abraham Lincoln, Sadat, and so many people have such a love. I went to Turkey, and Ataturk, Kemal Pasha, whose life I had read when I was very young, really made those people so conscious about their own country. But with the influence of the Germans, it's all getting spoiled. They worship Germans. Even they have such a nice food I must say the best food you get is Turkish. They get their food from Germany, and now they have become poor. And that is what another thing we Indians have to learn. We should not try to copy others and get their products on our head, which are just plastics. We should try to help our own country, every portion of every country, if it grows. The whole world will be strengthened. But by copying and by becoming slaves, it's not going to, in any way, is going to improve. Till this Sahasrara was open, I used to wear pure khadi. My husband was collector and all that, and he's little fond of clothes, and he said, at least take to something better. I said, this is the best. And I was wearing khadi throughout. And I felt great satisfaction, because this is my country where people make khadi in the villages. This sari also is made in the villages. If we give up saris, what will happen to them? Like this, a concern about your own countrymen has to come. Once it starts within you, you will be surprised, you'll solve your problems that you talk of ecology. Gandhiji always used to say, no, don't have too many machineries, always. Now I can see why he said so. Handmade things. He preached for handmade things, where handmade things which are artistic, and that's how you will solve. Now in the West, I was surprised, people pay so much for handmade things because they cannot make it anymore. Now the computer has come, the brain has given up. Now all these things are coming. We can calculate very well because we studied in the old style of education. But now people can't calculate even 2 plus 2. I mean, what has happened to their brains? So one should not take to artificial things too much. If you are in Sahaja Yoga, keep to natural things. I don't say you become hippies or anything, nothing of the kind. In Sahaja Yoga, you should be decently dressed, properly dressed according to your country, nothing to be given up. But you should not take to artificiality, because this artificial domination of matter kills our spirit. There's a struggle going on between matter and spirit. So we come to materialism and spirituality. The other day somebody asked me, Mother, you always say make beautiful things with your hands and things. So you also talk of materialism? I said, I don't. Matter can only be used for expression of your love, nothing else. For example, if I have to please you, what should I do? I give you a very small thing and you think it's a very great blessing. This carpet which is here is beautiful, I see it. And I may say that this carpet is very beautiful. If it is mine, it's a headache because I might have to insure it. But supposing I don't think, then all the joy of this carpet starts trickling down me, making me peaceful. So thoughtless awareness, if you establish, then you will realize that you can conquer materialism fully. Because you don't get any joy. You know the economic law is that in general, wants are not satiable. You want today a house, tomorrow a car, then a helicopter, I don't know, like go on and like that. But if you are in thoughtless awareness, whatever you have, you enjoy. You enjoy everything in the present tense, not in the past, nor in the future. And this state is what you all have achieved, and you have to also achieve another state of doubtless awareness, which also many of you have achieved. I'm happy that he has seen the work. Now today on your faces he can see how they are glowing with joy, peace and freedom. They are free to do what they like, but they won't do it. I always give an example that supposing I am very obstinate and conditioned and I have a snake in my hand and you tell me, Mother, you have a snake in your hand, but I am obstinate and there's darkness. I'll say, no, I don't listen to you. It's a rope. Till that snake bites me, I'll hold on to it. But if there is little light, I drop out that. I throw away that snake. Immediately, nobody has to tell me. That's how now you have become your own guide and you have become your own masters. You don't need any master. this is a country where mother is respected. It's a country of motherland. And people understand the value of mother. I think only the mother could do this kind of a job, which is requiring so much of patience and love. If it was father like Sri Krishna, he would have used his Sudarshana and would have killed all of them, finished, solved the problem. Christ would have crucified himself. But it's not that. You have to work it out. This is, of course, Ghor Kali Yuga. But this is the time only when people will be seeking the truth because of the problems of Ghor Kali Yuga, and you will be blessed. Is written already, prophesied by Bhrigu Muni. So it's nothing special about me. I've done nothing special. Only thing, if you say, I knew about it since I was born, I knew about myself. If I have done anything is to understand human beings. What's the problem? They follow Christ, they follow Muhammad Sahib, they follow Ram, they follow Shri Krishna, they follow everything. But nothing inside. What is the matter? Nothing penetrates. That was the thing I thought. They are not yet connected. They are to be connected to all this. And then only what I have done is to work out the permutations and combinations of human beings. What goes wrong with them? Well, it's not difficult because there are only mainly 7 chakras one has to work it out. And how you can raise the Kundalini. To break the Sahasrara. And it worked, it has worked, is working out in thousands. In this country also, we have thousands of people. I have been coming to Delhi for so many years, but you know, everybody is a politician here, everybody is a prime minister, nothing short of. I told my cook that you are from Delhi, and while this servant, another one is from south, he is much better in work, and one day you will be all displaced. He said, doesn't matter, we'll all become prime minister. So, with this identification they lived here, and in this Delhi itself. There are so many beautiful Sahajogis. I'm very proud of you. Also, we have so many people from abroad. So many countries are here represented. All the way they came for expression of their love for me. From Japan, South America, from America, from Africa, from every country. Switzerland, Italy, Spain, France, Russia, Bulgaria, Romania, Turkey, also from Tunisia. My heart knows no bounds. In Kali Yuga, nobody bothers about mother, but the way my children are expressing their love, I don't know how to express my gratitude. Just try to love others. That is much more than loving yourself. Just try to give love. Just try to forgive. You'll be amazed that you will realize how glorious you are, how great you are, and suddenly you will discover that you are a global personality. This expansion is working out, and I am hopeful that in my lifetime I'll see this world coming to some peaceful state. As I've told you that the peace is within ourselves. It is not by organizations or by getting peace awards. It is within yourself, the peace which is to be established. I have known many people because of my husband who have got peace awards, very big people. They are so hot tempered that you can't go near them. You see, you have to use a barge pole. So that shows, I don't know from what angle they got peace award, but those who have no peace within cannot create peace. You have to be peaceful. And this peace gives you that witness state. With that, you see the whole world like a drama. And really, you enjoy the humor of it. Then you don't get annoyed. You don't get worried. I read in the newspaper that today he has to face some sort of a trial in the witness box. And I was following him throughout. I've been always following him. And then I just put my attention. I said, I hope he will have energy to come to our program and enjoy us also. This has been such a great occasion for me because suddenly I find many doors are opening out and there are so many responses. So many mayors of many countries have written letters to me, especially from Brasilia, who came to the airport and gave me the key of Brasilia and said, Mother, please keep Brasilia in your attention so there is peace in Brasilia. Actually, I didn't know what to say, what to answer. Just tears came into my eyes. That's all. I was trying to control them. I just couldn't say anything. I mean, this mayor of Brasilia, of all the persons, suddenly appears on the airport. So many mayors, even in New York, in Canada, in Australia, they have written beautiful letters because they had some good experiences of surgery. It is you who can do the job, not me. If I could do it, I would not have bothered about it. But we have to have good channels, and that is what, wherever Sahaja Yogis go, they create such a beautiful image of Sahaja Yoga that everybody is impressed. You see. And that's how they have given us this kind of a beautiful response. Now, as Mr. Session asked me, how are we to expedite and spread Sahaja Yoga fast? It's such a good question. I said it is spontaneous. We cannot force on it. We respect everyone. But the way it is growing everywhere, I have great hopes that one day all over the world it will spread very fast. Actually, we don't plan anything. We cannot plan. And it just works like that. Everything works so spontaneously that I'm surprised now. They came these people from Punjab and asked me, Mother, why don't you come to Punjab? You see, very important. I said, let there be Shanti. Because my husband doesn't allow me to go to places like that. That's the trouble. So, next year, it became all very peaceful. I went down. And now I'm told that in Punjab, we are getting the maximum number of Sahaja Yogis. Mostly 6. Same with Kashmir. I know Kashmir is the Adi Shakti's place. And I'm sure one day we can work out Kashmir very well. In every religion, there is some sort of a stupid stuff pushed forward. In every. Nobody could really stop it. Because those people who are in charge of religion have no enlightenment, they have nothing to do with it. Anywhere. And that's how I have seen people say, in Japan they follow one religion, and in China, they follow another religion. Both are just the same. One is Zen and is Tao. But the misunderstanding is that they think we are exclusive. They are not. None of them are exclusive. Muhammad Sahib described all of them, from Abraham to Moses to Christ to the mother of Christ. And he said there have been more than 1 lakh Nabis on this earth. But now why to feel we are exclusive? This exclusiveness comes from where? With Christ also he described all of them. Tao, the one religion that they follow in China, is nothing but Sajoga. Tao is Kundalini. Zen is nothing but Saj. Zoroaster, everyone. But this exclusiveness has brought this problem, and they are fighting among each other. But there are also some stupid things. Like I met one fellow from Bosnia, very much interested in Bosnia. And he was a Muslim, of course. And with great gusto, he was saying, we must die in the name of God. I said, are you sure you are dying in the name of God? I said, I'm very sure. All right. So it's written in Quran. I think I've read Quran well, but they say so it's written in Quran that if you die in the name of God and if you are put in a proper, what you can say, a grave in a proper way, in an Islamic way, then your body will be resurrected at the time of Qiyamah, resurrection time. This is the resurrection time. This is the resurrection. Utthan. This is the time. And I told him, are you mad? After 500 years, what will be left in that grave? What bones are going to rise? Actually, that way I must say, in Indian philosophy is clearly said that your souls will rise. That seems sensible because soul is eternal. And then another question I asked me, that you believe in a formless God, Nirakar. Why are you fighting for the land? I tell you, I feel so concerned. The way people are fighting for God, this thing, that thing, and killing themselves. Do you think God will be happy with this kind of an idea? So one has to really get realization, otherwise there's no solution, sir, I must say. There has to be transformation, otherwise there's no solution. One can talk for hours together, nothing works out unless and until you are transformed. So only thing is that for me, I feel that as long as possible, I would strive to see that people get their self-realization and settle down. There's no hanky-panky about it. There's no miracle of a stupid time. But actually, the person who is transformed himself knows he's transformed. Then he gets all the powers. Like one light which is enlightened can enlighten many people. And so he himself, now do you mean to say I've given realization to all of them? Maybe some, but not all. Even the people now who are living in Delhi city go abroad and give realization. They go to villages also give realization. All over it is spreading like that. But when he asked me the question, I have to just say that all the Sahaja-yogis have to realize what they are. They have to know. They should know their identity. They are now the lights and they have to spread the light. They are busy with business, they are busy with politics, they are busy with this. It's all there. I am also very busy. I have a family, I have grandchildren, I have my children. I look after my family also. At the same time, the main attention should be in giving realizations to others. That's the only way we can expedite. A person who is not a realized soul, who start talking on religion, but he'll start collecting money or I don't know what he will do. But you people have that essence in you which you have to give to everyone, and nothing more enjoyable than giving realizations to others. You may get the wealth of the whole world, it cannot be compared with that. So, this is the answer I want to give him, that I would request all the Sahajogis, whether they are women or men, even children, can spread Sahaja Yoga because they have got the powers in them to spread it. They have the Shakti to do it. So that should be a case not only for India, but all over the world. You can be done. And this is the promise as a present you have to give me on my birthday if you think it's nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. As a appreciation and admiration I have for Mr. Session, which I have openly said it. It's not secret. Everybody knows what I think of him. I don't know what to give him more than my innate love. But the Sahajogis wanted to give him some present, which he cannot refuse. Something he cannot refuse. It's no bribe, because we are not having any political party. आप खोल के देखिए, वो लिखा है इसमें। इसकी तरफ अभी ललिता सहस्त्रनाम you just now said it, so this is what it is. It's very kind of it that he has accepted this beautiful, heartfelt feeling into form for him. I must tell him that they all know all the 1,000 names of Lalita Sahasranama. Some of them know by heart. They all know Sri Ganesha's Atharva Shiksha, all, from all countries. So, you should know how we are integrating all the religions together and bringing them together in this beautiful atmosphere. May God bless you.